Static buzz in the midnight air. Travic and Spooker in the gamer's lair. Loot drops falling like a neon rain. Pixel worlds driving us insane. Halo rings light up the fight. Sonic speed blurs through the night. Diablo's demons in the dungeon's breath. Path of Exile paths leading to death. Live farming gossip in the glow. Digital whispers in the flow. EverQuest dreams keep us alive. Dead by daylight screams collide. Talk of bosses grinding bones. Legends born in gaming zones. Quests that stretch beyond the frame. In this podcast we name the game. Controllers on the heartbeat song. Spooker's laugh keeps the vibe strong. Travic's words cut through the noise. Gaming tales from girls and boys. Loot farming gossip in the glow. Digital whispers in the flow. EverQuest dreams keep us alive. Dead by daylight screams collide. Controllers hum the heartbeat song. Spooker's laugh keeps the vibe strong. Travic's words cut through the noise. Gaming tales from girls and boys. The farming gossip in the glow. Digital whispers in the flow. EverQuest dreams keep us alive. Dead by daylight screams collide.
Hello, and welcome to another episode of Loot Farming and Gossip. With me, Spooker HD, and my co-host, Travic. We're going to get in and talk about some lovely action RPG stuff, what we're doing on our off times, talking about video games, and some of the news and what's going on. So,
Hell yeah.
Travic, we're going to go ahead and jump right into the very first topic, which is going to be Diablo 4. And since our last episode, was it our last episode?
It was.
Was it?
Yes.
Yes. Well, that we launched. That
It was.
last episode was before launch, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Before the
yeah,
launch.
yes. Okay. So now the new D4 season has launched, and I know you dove into the expansion when it launched, new content, new class, you checked it out. I have done season 14. So far, it's a lot of good changes. There's good changes, there's bad changes. But I'll say my overall judgment on the topic is it's going in a great direction, but I feel like they kind of just missed the shot just slightly. And I hope they continue to go in the direction that they're working on the expansion. But have you had a chance to play any D4 or not?
It definitely feels like a filler league. Like, absolutely, without a doubt. It's just 100% a filler league. I started a little bit. I got leveled. A buddy of mine helped me get caught up because I started so late with everything else.
Right.
And as soon as mythics started falling and they were weird, I just kind of killed it for me. I can't decide yet if I still like the whole idea of the legend or the uniques and stuff having random rolls on them. I think I would rather have things be rarer and set rolls. But I think the game, like you said, is going in a great direction. I like what they're doing. I like that they're experimenting and exploring, and I'm really curious to see where it goes from here.
Yeah. And that's been kind of my judgment. I'm still having fun blasting away. I'm playing the Druid Lightning Storm, which is insanely strong. I had, before PTR even came around and before the season launched, at the end of last season for the expansion, I had already said, okay, well, my next character is going to be a Druid. So I was going to do a Druid. And I was like, you know what? I want to make a shred druid, and then PTR came
Druids are
out.
fun, man.
They're like, oh yeah, it's fun, it's fast, it's so good. And come to find out, after PTR, they're like, oh, Shred's back, baby, and it's OP as hell. So it's been super fun. The one major thing I've noticed in the season, and I'm not the only one, is that they've tweaked some stuff. I don't know if it was in the patch notes or not, but it does feel like a lot of the classes just happen to feel a lot more squishy than they did when the expansion dropped. And I'm just not sure if that's something that they changed inadvertently, or they scaled the monsters up maybe slightly. How's your experience been?
I haven't had the same experience, but it wouldn't surprise me if that was the case. I don't think I played long enough into the season
Right.
to really like notice things like that. And it also like doesn't help that, like I said, like since I had started the season late, like a buddy of mine was able to just like push me through. So I didn't have a lot of the growing pains that you would normally have in a season.
Right.
And like, I think too, that took a big part of it away.
Yeah.
I like the idea that we could parallel, but I think after this season, I'm not going to have my first character blown through the entire content. I think for Alta, I'll take power levels going forward, but I definitely missed a lot of the growing pains.
Yeah.
So I did not have the same experience that you may have had or others may have had with mobs being a little bit more,
Yeah, for
interesting.
sure. What if you don't mind me asking, what class did you start?
There's only rogue.
I knew that was coming, but I had to ask.
There's only rogue. It's just like in D2, there's only assassin.
Yes. By far one of my favorite classes those are actually my two favorite classes. The what you would call like the dark, why can I not think of the word? The sneak like, shadowy type classes, and the bow and arrow. Like bow and arrow, I've just been a big fan of the bow and arrow myself. I actually have
I like
my
that too.
bows. My recurve bow is actually sitting right next to me.
Did you know, speaking about assassin, did you know in Path of Exile 2, they renamed the shadow to assassin?
Hey. So does that mean that we're not going to get an assassin ascendancy?
No, the base class is now an assassin.
I can't wait.
Yeah. So if you go to the Path of Exile website, right? At the top of the website, it says Home Ancients Game.
Yep.
And if you go to game and you go down to the about section, it gives you the whole like about the world, the character classes, and all that really cool stuff. And it's got all the symbols for the classes. And you can run your mouse over the symbol and it says the Druid, the Gladiator, the Warrior, the Sorceress, the Ranger, the Huntress, the Monk, I'm looking at him now, the Mercenary, the Witch, the Marauder, and the Templar. So Duelist was renamed to the Gladiator.
Right? Okay.
And instead of Shadow, which it's really funny, instead of Shadow, it's the Assassin. But in game right now, if you use split personality and you look at the split personality, it says Shadow on it.
That's bizarre.
But the website says Assassin.
Yeah. Oh, I did notice that like there's not a jewel in the split personality for each particular class though, right? It's just it's one of the 6 starting points, right?
Yeah, because Shadow and Monk share one, Assassin or Amazon and Ranger share one. But instead of it saying Monk, it says Shadow. So like I said, I tie this in because we were talking about the whole the Assassin class line. And Path of Exile 2 looks like something's changing where we may be getting like a whole new type, because we knew that the Shadow was going to be the trap class.
Right.
And now it's called the Assassin. So I'm like really intrigued. Intrigued.
I'm excited. Like I've been having a ton of fun in Path of Exile 2. This has actually probably been by far my best league yet in Path of Exile 2.
Nice.
And I've actually been enjoying mapping. It's been phenomenal, and I'm actually excited. I can't wait. I think the biggest downside for Path of Exile 2 was when they announced that this is the last major patch or update. Well, I know they're doing stuff.
Yeah,
I know they're doing
that,
stuff.
and then out of nowhere we got more changes.
True. But
what are we doing over
league,
here?
I guess, would be the best way to put it. But which is fine.
It's not so much even the last league. They literally said this will be the last balance patch before the economy reset. So we were supposed to get the breach update, which I think we spoke about.
Right.
And instead of getting the breach update, we got the expedition update. And then they gave us another update to expedition. And then they said the next one will have all the rest of the stuff. So instead, we know whatever's coming in the next update is going to be something. The reset should have something. Fingers crossed.
Yeah, and I don't doubt that by any means, because they've been cooking so much behind the scenes, and like we were talking earlier, I really think that they have a lot more ready and finalized, and they're just holding back on pulling the trigger so that when the time comes, they can just be like, boom, and a lot of people aren't going to see it coming. But joke's on you, GGG. I see you.
We know.
We
know.
But yeah, I'm excited. I have nothing but good things to say about Path of Exile 2. I think there's only one thing that comes to my mind that's bad when it comes to PoE2, and it's something that's just generally bad with any game that has any kind of season or league mechanic, to where, you're waiting on resets or you're waiting for that new drop. And that's just, we've got to find a better way to not exchange, but to utilize some of our currencies rather than just saving them for trading, because I feel like that pushes inflation way higher faster than with the current state, where we really don't. We do, but we don't have enough sinks for divines. So it seems like and we also got the massive increase to divine drops. I think I've definitely seen it just running straight regular T15 maps. You're getting divine, at least a divine every other map, without juicing or tablet, just bare bones T15s. You'll see a divine every other map at a minimum, roughly, which is crazy to me. But hey, if we have a use for them, there's no complaint. But
hey, you have a use for them, you buy gear with them.
But yeah, but why are people taking payment? That would be like me taking, Canadian currency here in the US for something. Yeah, I can turn it into something else, but it might be worth less or more value. I can't actually use it. But
half the people literally use the answer number go up.
Yeah, well, hey, if that's what you enjoy, that's not against it, just might not be for it. But back to the D4 and Shadow Assassin type stuff where we left off. I do feel like I agree with you in the main core concept of uniques should be unique, and they just need to make them usable, because that was the biggest issue with uniques when D4 first came out. Was the unique's awesome and the power that comes with the unique is awesome, but the 4 stats you put on it, there's only one that I use. What the hell is this? It doesn't even help my build except for the one stat and the unique stat. It
doesn't feel like a unique anymore. It just kind of feels like an item that has it doesn't. Yeah, I don't know. I guess they're going for more uniqueness because it's got random rolls on it and it's unique to what you need for the build that you're playing, but it doesn't have that same kick of finding an old school Shaco or a Scholar's Ire or something.
Right. And that's kind of where I was going. I'm with you on that topic. I'm okay with some randomness when it comes to the uniques, the rolls. For example, maybe you could give us a bigger range of rolls, then that would give us more reason to farm them more often. But I definitely, you hit it on the nose right there with it doesn't feel as unique because now it's just a glorified legendary item that is less modifiable. I can't craft it. I can't adjust it more. Yep. I just have to farm it more, which just in the end to me feels bad.
Yep.
So I like the direction that they're going though. I don't mind having a regular version of the uniques and a mythic version of the uniques. Very similar to the whole primal ancients concept in Diablo 3, which I was okay with. That was awesome. Just make it a little bit more rare. I'm okay with that. It's cool. Good direction. Outside of that though, the rupture system, did you get to experience the seasonal rupture mechanic type stuff?
No, not really.
So I will say the seasonal content, which is the ruptures, are extremely fun. There's like a little rupture that pops on your screen, and then you kill the little 3 enemies that are hanging around it, and then it starts up the event basically, and it starts spawning these tears, and you stand in the tears. Sometimes they move, sometimes they don't, and you close these tears, and as you're standing and closing these tears, they spawn a bunch of monsters. I will say it felt really, really good to use these for your primary leveling class and even maybe your alts. Now, obviously, Whisper Caches are probably still going to be the fastest because you open up like 8 or 10 of them on, that are dropped from that you earn from Torment 12. You still basically go 1 to 70 in the blink of an eye. But as far as like for those that have not played or are just now starting and leveling your first character, you don't have that opportunity or that capability because, I mean, you're between level 1 and 70, you don't have necessarily a build together, so you can't do the damage for that your build would require to start in those higher difficulties. Plus, you can only be in up to Penitent on 1 through 70. So it feels really, really good for leveling in the Helltide. So it made the Helltides a lot more fun. And those things, if you stand in your different rifts, those things will literally go on forever. And I think the last time I was in there doing some Helltides war plans, I think the next thing I know, I'm sitting at like 4,000 cinders, and you don't have 4,000. You don't have 4,000 cinders worth of chests open.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
but
yeah.
So overall, I will say the season is fun. I don't think that they changed or adjusted enough from the expansion to make it, hold you for as long as the expansion launch did. But it's definitely fun to get in there and do that whole go in, do the season achievements, the accomplishments, get your cosmetics, blast, for probably a couple weeks, give or take, and then move on to the next game, which is kind of the ARPG genre, right? That's kind of just what we do generally anyways.
Yep.
So as far as I can say, it's definitely good. It's fun. Let's just see where they go with season 15. I'm crossing my fingers. Hopefully they actually give us some more meaningful content that is league specific. That was the only other thing that I could say kind of bad about it, is that it was a recycled mechanic that they just brought back, revamped and redone. But they did a good job with the revamp. So good job. Kudos to you, Blizzard. I don't say that very often, but anyways.
I think, and a lot of people get mad when I say this, I think it's time to retire the D4 bad meme, because honestly, it's getting real good, man.
Yeah, I think that the Herodric Cube was probably the best addition for the expansion. I know people are probably going to shame me for it, but what about the Warlock and Paladin? And it's like, yeah, they're good. They're cool. They're a class, right? And if you enjoy that class, I'm not knocking it by any means. They are both great and fun classes. But I feel like at a core level of the game, War Plans too. We'll get back to that in a second. The cube was just amazingly done. Very, very base level of crafting system, but I think it's got enough depth and usability for the casual level that it makes the game 1,000 times better.
Yes.
But there was, with the War Plans edition, which is also another end game loop mechanic, giving us kind of like the Atlas tree, which is great. I love it. The changes that they've done with the War Plans were actually super good too. Being able to actually like sync parties War Plans together. Now you don't get a reroll at that point because it costs you 2 of the currencies that it takes to use it. But at least now when we're playing together in a party, we all have the same War Plan that we're working on, and that's amazing for group play. I think that's one of the things that so far right now Blizzard is doing the best in making group play good and reasonable to do. Like you have your reasons to play with other players, unlike some other action RPGs that there's just a lot of times not enough benefit to go with the downsides of playing with multiple people, like health scaling or damage scaling or whatever it may be that in the group scaling, it's just not always worth it. But all in all, solid season so far. I'm still blasting away, and I think that's probably the biggest thing about D4 is that if you just want to turn your brain off and blast, hey, it's a good game to go to. Good game.
I agree with you. I agree. And dude, I'll tell you, just logging into D4 and killing a couple mobs and logging out also just feels out of this world.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. So with PoE2 and PoE1 alongside each other, we have some news, but not much news. When it comes to the new PoE1 League, we have the launch date has been set for July 24th, and they're doing
2 weeks. 2 weeks. 2 weeks from right now.
Is it 2 weeks? 2 weeks in a day,
yeah,
I think.
I mean,
2 weeks in a day.
By the time this comes out, after we're done editing it tomorrow.
True. Very true. But we also have the reveal, which is next week, I think.
Yes.
On the 16th, which is 1 week from today. Exactly, I think. Yes. Thursday, 1 p.m.
Yeah, it'll be next Thursday, yes.
Perfect timing. Because then we can watch it and then have lots to talk about. So that's perfect timing. As long as everything goes well.
I mean, if not Thursday, there's always Friday. But yeah, no, it literally coordinates very well with what we do.
Exactly. So the few things that the only things that I've really seen, I know we saw, there was a small video that they put out with what is it? It's not a golem, is it? It's
the Animate Guardian.
Guardian, that's it. I knew it started with a G, I just couldn't think of the name. The Animate Guardian, they showed like a little screen, which is just a quality of life, right? It's not necessarily something changing about it, right?
Well, it is and it isn't, right?
Okay.
So if it is Animate Guardian, like we assume it's going to be Animate Guardian, and it is a window to see the gear, it becomes a question of, if we constantly know what's on our Animate Guardian, we don't have to remember what we put, and we can make changes easier. And then the question is can we swap his gear out?
So is it actually consuming it, or is that just a window to allow us to know?
I think there is a lock. If I pull it up, I think there's a lock on it. Let me look. I think there's a lock on the picture. Yeah, it looks like all the gear is locked, but that doesn't really mean that it, we don't know, right? We don't know. It could just be locked because it's locked. There could be a million reasons why with what's going on. So.
True. And even if it is locked per se, you can still do, I would hope you can still do the same old mechanic where you could just overwrite one of those pieces by using a new one. But going to be playing the new league in PoE1, do you have any ideas what you're starting yet? I know we on stream earlier you were.
So yes.
Go ahead.
Sorry, I cut you off.
No, go ahead.
I was excited. I was just excited.
I get it. No, it's okay. Go ahead.
We are looking at so I play with a couple friends, and we don't like air quotes play together, but we work together, right? So like we all level separately, we all farm our own things separately, but like, hey, I need this, can you grab this for me? Hey, I need that, can you grab this for me? You know, stuff like that. And the current running theory is one of two things. We're either looking at Arrow's Holy Flame Toto, big shout out to my boy Arrow, or we're looking at Slayer Bleed Slams. The idea is either one of those.
So like Sunder?
Like you start Sunder and then you go into like Earth Shatter and stuff like that.
Oh, okay.
We're leaning more towards Slayer Slams just due to the fact that it transitions into what we want to do afterwards, which to no one's surprise is AFK Ultimatum.
I'd have never seen that one coming.
Yeah, I know, right?
So, do we have any speculation outside of what we've already been leaked, since this is before we have the live reveal of actually what's going on, as to what the new league is going to be about with any of the spoilers we've seen so far?
I have no idea, but my best guess is it's a tie-in to Expedition.
So a boat league.
So because they did the spoiler with the two skills they showed. And one of the maps inside of the skills they showed is not a map currently in PoE1 or like a zone in PoE1. It's like a broken down like bridge water area with boats that resembles one of the islands in Path of Exile 2. So my guess, and this is a guess, is that we started exploring the sea, and you know how like Expedition is just blowing shit up all the time. Yep. They blew up something in exploration, and they cracked a hole in the earth, and out came that anglerfish.
All right.
So whatever that is terrorizing all the islands, and that's what sets off the whole, like, well, we're going to go to these islands, we're going to go explore, we're going to see what's going on. And it becomes this expedition thing on all these islands. That's my guess.
Well, time will tell, my friend. Time will tell. I'm kind of excited, though. I haven't completely made up my mind whether I'm going to be jumping into the new PoE1 league, but who knows? I may just play it off on the side, maybe here and there. We'll decide. I think PoE1 did a small event as well, right? Since it started after our last, and it's all about Toda, right?
Trial of the Ancestors.
Trial of the Ancestors.
Yeah.
That we already know is coming to PoE2, just not ready. And we're not sure exactly how it's going to get ported over. But for those of you that don't know, that are just PoE2 enjoyers that haven't played PoE1, why don't you go ahead, since you know it much better than I do, break down exactly what Trials of the Ancients are or is, and kind of what you do in it, in just a kind of a short explanation.
The short of it is that your character dies and goes into the underworld, and you're reacquainted with Navali, who is an old school NPC from way back in the day.
Right.
And Navali has taken all of the fallen like warriors and bosses that you kill throughout the campaign, and she pretty much pits them together in an 8-man tournament that becomes like you build a team, and your team pretty much plays a MOBA where each side has towers, and you work your way towards the towers, and you have to kill the enemy generals, the enemy minions, and they keep respawning, and you just work your way down the lane, blowing up the towers until you get to their like air quotes nexus.
Gotcha.
And then you blow it up. But the problem right now with the event is you can't throw your rank to do easier fights. So it's a ranking system, and every time you win, you go higher and higher and higher and higher and higher. So if I got to like 300 ranking and I started getting blown up, I can't D rank. Even if I lose all of my tournaments, nothing I can do.
So you're cooked
Like,
until
you're
you
just
can
stuck.
make your build better.
Yeah. So the big problem with Toda is that you spent all of your time not playing Toda, but cheesing Toda, and you would build like a Void Spear build or a Black Hole build, and you would cast this Black Hole and it would suck in the entire enemy team, and you would just chain suck them into the Black Hole while your team just blew everything up. So like you just got extremely specific gear that did nothing except extend the duration of this Black Hole and just let it do thing.
So not far off what typically happens in the game anyways, where a lot of builds just degenerate into this one build that just blows up everything and all the content.
Yep.
Okay. That sounds about right then. Hopefully when they port it, I won't say port because that's a bad choice of words because they're not necessarily porting. They're probably rebuilding it to an extent to adjust it and modify it accordingly to the PoE2 and how that's working. But I hope in that process of them doing that, I hope they make it to where it is not something that just degens into, everybody running the same build. Because, I love Trials of the Secumus and I hated Sanctum. But the way they changed it and reverted it, or the adjustments they made it to where I could understand it a lot better and I knew what to do and how to do it. And you can do it in a lot of different builds. Now, is it going to be your go-to Ascension or farm place for like melee, for example? Probably not to start, but I'm sure you could. There's plenty of melee builds that farm the Secumus with no issue as well. Especially with the mechanics that make
the Trials and the Ancestors are supposed to be like another way to ascend, right? So it has to be doable by everybody. At least starting, it has to be doable by everybody, right?
Right, because it's going to be probably you're going to get whatever your green your quest token, and it'll be for your third ascendancy, right?
Yeah. At least that's how they sold it to us. That's my understanding of it right now.
Right, and that
because when you God?
Yeah, I was gonna say, and then that's what they've said is that it's going to be another way to ascend. So that makes so you
get to Act 4, you save the guy brings you the Isle, your character dies, you meet the monkey gives you the coin, you go to the lady, and right now she says, it's not your time, come back later. Like she says something like the tournament's not ready or something.
Right. So that'll be fun. I'm looking forward to that. I've always liked tower defense type things, whether it's in a core of another game or just straight up tower defense on its own. I've enjoyed them. So that'll be cool. That will be very cool.
I'm very excited. Very, very excited.
With that being said, you have a special trip coming up, like now. When this video, if you're watching this video now, he's probably on his way or in process of his trip as we speak. But needless to say, what's going on? Tell us about it.
There is the reveal this weekend for Torchlight Infinite's new league. Mm-hmm. And Torchlight in Shanghai is doing their version of like ExileCon. They call it TorchCon.
Yeah.
And there's like the whole stage and the reveal of whatever's coming. They had made like a giveaway winning thing for people to go to Shanghai. Now, no, I'm not going to Shanghai.
Right.
And a bunch of people are going to Shanghai, and all like the content creators out there are going to be there. And it's a really big thing in the Torchlight community. I found out. I didn't really know about it until recently, so it's kind of cool to find out about it. And alongside Shanghai in LA on Saturday, they are doing a get together as a watch party for the Shanghai event. And like some of the devs and the community manager for Torchlight are going, the community manager and stuff for the East or the West. Like Andre from that we work with is going to be out there, and there's going to be a couple other people out there, and they're flying out some of the content creators and people that play Torchlight to just go say hello and meet the team and do like a watch party. That's so it's awesome. Like me and a handful of other people got asked if we wanted to go. So I was like, hell, I mean, absolutely.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm excited. I can't wait.
Yeah, no, that's awesome. Like to be invited to an event like that, period, even if it is just like a sideline watch party for like the main event, but obviously going. I don't know if anybody has any idea how much it costs to fly overseas one way or the other way. It's extremely expensive. So
yeah,
them doing a side by side in the States is actually like that's really cool. Like not a lot of places actually do that, but that's cool that they're doing that.
Yeah, I'm really happy to go too, because like not only do I want to meet Andre, who's the community manager that we've worked with, but I think like seeing the company in action and like being able to have like a face-to-face conversation goes so far, right? And then a lot of my colleagues who are in the Torchlight directory, or people that are thinking about the Torchlight directory that do other ARPGs, are also going. So I think there's a lot of value in like sitting down and having like a meal with somebody, or having like an event with somebody, or just like shaking hands in person. So I think like the fact that we have this opportunity to do that is just like worth its weight in gold. Regardless that it's a watch party for the Torchlight stuff, I think that's a huge bonus.
Right.
I just think the fact that like we get to like sit, like Andre was very open. He's like, if you guys want to have any kind of questions, or you just want to like shoot the shit, like I'm here, ask me whatever, let's just hang out. And I was like, that's amazing, right? That's so cool. So just having that opportunity is fantastic.
Yeah, and with you being such a community orientated content creator, as well as I am, that's just one of the things that makes those types of get-togethers or events even more fun. Because, like you said, you're not just going there for specifically Torchlight and that's it. You don't care about nothing else. Like you get to meet a lot of these. I say a lot. I don't know exactly how many, but you get to meet some of these other creators that are part of the Torchlight community, which that's always been awesome in my eyes. That's why
it looks like a lot of people are going. I know like Cute Dog's going, Al Kaiser, Don the Crown, myself. There's a League of Legends / ARPG streamer named Ravy, and she's going, and she's coming from Germany. Like it's really interesting. Yeah.
Cool.
It's really cool. I'm so excited. And like a lot of the people that are going the other day, because we're all going to be meeting up, like we played Mecha Chameleon together to just kind of like break the ice. And it was, it's cool. It's really exciting.
Hell yeah. Yeah. I'm excited to kind of see what happens and see what kind of information they're dropping during the big event. That'll be cool.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah. Yeah. Speaking of Mecha Chameleon on the side, I saw you and the other group of content creators that were doing that together, and I think I saw you playing another game on stream. Mind you, a lot of my stream watching is not actually watching. A lot of times I'm at work and I'm just listening, so I only hear a lot of the stuff. But there was another game that actually kind of piqued my interest that you were playing, and all I remember is there's a boat, there's water that you need to get rid of that will cause you to sink, and you have some sort of an objective to go somewhere. So what's the name of that game, and what exactly were you doing?
It was a demo, actually, which is crazy because it didn't feel like a demo. My friend Karen had reached out, and she was just like, hey, I got invited to do this thing. I need 4 people to play the game. And it's like one of those like party games where you and up to 4 people in total can play together. Right. And it was called Sponge Break. And it was really interesting. It was really cute. You're literally a sponge on a raft going down like this waterfall kind of thing, and you have to survive, and your raft flips over, and if the sponge takes on too much water, you die, and you have to keep the raft from breaking, and it was all kinds of wild shenanigans, and it was way more fun than I thought it was going to be. Like when she pitched the game to me, she's like, "Oh, you're a sponge in a sink on a raft." I was like, "What the hell are you talking about?" Like that's because they didn't do any advertising, right? Like this game didn't do any promotional material, nothing, right? And if you were under NDA for the game, like you weren't allowed to like talk about it at all. Like no preview, no leaks, no nothing. And their entire plan was to just reveal it on Twitch and reveal it on YouTube all at the same time. So people were like immediately playing. And I was just like, bold approach. Like, let's do it.
Yeah.
So she invited me to play, and I absolutely when it's out, absolutely plan to buy it for me and my son. It was super fun.
Yeah. From what I heard, like it's really cool, and I think very similar to like Repo. I don't know if you've played Repo.
I have Repo. I haven't played it, but I have it.
Okay. It's very similar style. I think because I know you guys were having audio issues, and I don't know if that was just because of the game wasn't quite ready for it, or something was going on.
Beta problems, yeah.
Right. Whatever the issue was, I feel like that's a huge part of the game mechanic, like in Repo, because in Repo, when you talk, the NPCs, the AI, I say AI, but the characters that you're playing against, the enemies that will come take you out of the game, they hear you. So
I've heard about that. Yeah, I've heard about that.
It's one of those things that it makes the game a lot more interesting, because you really, to get the full experience, you have to use the in-game mic. So if it's not working properly, or whatever the case may be, it kind of, I wouldn't say it ruins it, but you don't get the same experience where you're like trying to call somebody for help, and then you got these, I don't want to spoil too much for you, but you got these little monsters that come chasing you because they heard you calling your teammate for help. So it's a really cool concept, and I noticed that when you guys were using the in-game mic, as you guys got away from each other, the volume dropped off, or you couldn't hear them, which is another cool feature. I kind of like that because it gives you that more of a environment where you're actually a part of the game and you're in depth. Immersion. You get more immersion out of the game, which is really cool. I like that concept. But just from listening to the game, it definitely made me interested in it. Yes. Just hearing about the things you were doing, the tasks, it gave me that semi Among Us and Repo style vibe, to where like you got tasks to do, and if you don't do your tasks, you kind of fail the main objective and all that good. Same thing with Repo, which are all very good party games.
Yep.
So that's really cool.
I'm excited to see where it goes. I think it'll be really fun.
Yeah, exactly. So I'll definitely be checking it out. And like you said, no advertising, no publishing. I don't think that they necessarily need it, as long as they hit the right people that play it on Twitch.
I mean, Among Us was the same way, right? Like Among Us was a game that was out for years and years and years, and nobody really played it. Nobody knew about it. And then I think like it was like Soda Poppin' and friends played it, and then it just like exploded into this like viral phenomenon.
Yep. Yeah. Exactly. And that's the thing with anything. That's the thing with anything these days. If you get the right eyes on it, it'll be successful. So.
Yes, sir.
So with that being said, those are actually some game. That game is a game that you've been playing. You've played on stream, Mecha Chameleon and the Sponge game.
Yes.
What games have you been playing offline, outside of stream?
Eversiege, because Eversiege is coming out in August.
Yeah.
I'm so addicted. Eversiege is so good. So addicted. Eversiege, so good. So good.
That's it? Just Eversiege?
I'm supposed to talk about the whole EverQuest thing and playing EverQuest. They break a little weird about emulated servers, but little EverQuest on the side, reliving my youth. Yeah, back when I was a whippersnapper.
You don't have to go into details about how you're playing.
Yeah, we're playing on EverQuest Live. Don't worry about it.
Exactly.
Yeah, live server. Yeah. EverQuest Legends. Yeah, we're live service. Great time. Actually, in all seriousness, EverQuest did recently release a live game called EverQuest Legends. It's really interesting. I'm not gonna buy it yet because there's like some hiccups. It's in beta. There's some issues with the cash shop and monetization, and there was some really interesting stuff that went from closed beta to open beta. And like, I don't want to say bait and switch, but there was definitely
some bait.
I mean, so they did closed beta, and closed beta, you were like, oh, well, you can have 20 loadouts for your character, because the big thing for EverQuest Legends is, if you ever played EverQuest back in the day, it's an MMO, right? But it's a traditional MMO. You're either a warrior or a cleric or a berserker or a paladin or a ranger, you know, all the old school classes, and you're just that class. But in EverQuest Legends, you're not. You're a warrior, cleric, monk, a warrior, shaman, enchanter, an enchanter, wizard, rogue, right? Like,
oh, okay. So you're like
took the
multi-class.
You're 3 classes at one, and the idea is you're supposed to be able to like play and do everything yourself, because it's more of a solo experience, but you could still group and have that original EverQuest vibe where, like, I need my homie's going to help me with this, we could do that. And it's really cool in that sense too, that you could do everything. But the problem is like, with it having, I think it's like 500 class combinations, because there's so many different classes and so many different races, you need a lot of loadouts. Because like, today I'm going to be a warrior, cleric, monk, and tomorrow I'm going to be a ranger, rogue, paladin, and the next day I'm a wizard, druid, or I'm a mage, necromancer, bard. You know, like, so many options. And the game doesn't allow you to have an alt. You one character per server. So it's like, it's weird, right? That's weird.
Yeah.
So they were like, oh, well, you have loadouts. You could just swap your dude at any time. And whatever the lowest level class is of that loadout, you would be. So if you played warrior, cleric, monk to say 50 or 40 or whatever, and then you wanted to be warrior, rogue, cleric, and replace your monk, it would de-level you to that, and you would, you know, re-level the rogue, which is fine. But they gave you loadouts, and in closed beta, you had like 30 loadouts, maybe 20. It was a lot. It was like, we'll just say 20 to be safe.
Okay.
And then open beta comes where you like pre-order the game, you get into the beta, and then it comes out in a few weeks. So you're like, awesome, that's great. And then 20 loadouts went to 2. And you were like, I was like, all right, like, okay, I get it. It's a beta. Things change. Things are subject to change. What's going on? So, you know, you ask the devs in the Discord, like, hey, like, what's going on? X, Y, and Z. And then you get, like, stonewalled. And then they're like, oh, but there'll be a cash shop. Don't worry. And you're like, well, we had this in closed beta, and then you screw us in open beta. Well, I don't want to say screw, it's a strong word. But you change this so much in open beta, but then you tell me there's a cash shop. So, like, what's going on? And then it's, oh, well, you can unlock an extra one through achievements. Okay, great, but what are the achievements? We'll get there, but there's a cash shop. Like, all right, fine. Loadouts I can deal with. I really only want to play, like when I buy Legends, I know what I want to play.
Right.
And I want to do one loadout, right? Like, I'm not really interested in 100 different loadouts. And if I ever get to the point where I want 100 different loadouts, like, I'll figure it out then. Whether it's do achievements or cash shop, whatever. Right?
Right.
That part's irrelevant. And then they go, well, here's your inventory, your storage space. And in closed beta, they had just say 100 spaces of storage, or 200. It was something really interesting.
Right.
And then open beta comes and they're like, well, now you only have half of that or a quarter of that. And you're like, what, why? Well, you could buy it in the store. What do you mean? What? Why didn't you tell me you were going to cut down storage? I get, once again, it's a beta. Things are subject to change.
Right.
You might increase it based on community feedback. But why, after NDA was lifted, why after all of these live streams that you did, why after these community reach and feedback, did you not say that closed beta numbers were subject to change? They never once said closed beta subjects were numbered to change. Granted, anybody with a brain knows that things are subject to change, right? Like, you know that, I know that, the audience probably knows that. But they never said anything, right? They hyped it up. They had streamers talking about it. Streamers kept talking about all this space. All these YouTube videos came out. Oh my God, there's so much space. Oh my God, you can do this. Oh my God, you could do that. Even like the crafting storage was like 5,000 units. Granted, I'm in agreement, 5,000 units for crafting materials is a whole lot.
Yeah.
Especially in EverQuest. Like, that's a lot.
Yeah.
And then they cut it down to like 100. And you're like, what the hell did you, like, what the hell? So a lot of people are very unhappy because it wasn't like 5,000 to say 3,000. It was like 5,000 to like bro, I can't do shit.
Right.
And then you say, well, it's in a cash shop. Which, okay, I play Torchlight Infinite. I've played Black Desert Online. I am okay with pay to win. If anybody gets mad about that, too bad. I am okay with paying for player power, right?
Right.
Fine with it. But Torchlight, Path of Exile, and even BDO goes on sale for 99 cents. Path of Exile is free. Torchlight is free. BDO is $1. Half the time it's free. Those 3 games don't charge me a subscription.
Right.
EverQuest Legends is a box price, a subscription price, and then storage and materials is locked behind a cash shop.
Yeah, I don't.
I'm all for devs eating.
Yeah.
I'm all for devs making money. 100%. I spend money in Torchlight, don't care. Spent money in BDO, don't care. Bought stash tabs in PoE, don't care.
Right.
Absolutely, devs need to eat. 100%.
Yeah.
Don't tell me, though, you're going to charge me a box price, a subscription price, and a cash shop price. Pick one or the other.
Yeah, I agree. And I'm the same with you. Like, I'm all for supporting the devs. Like, Path of Exile 1, free to play. I started playing it. I was like, maybe this game isn't for me. This was when it came out back in like 2012, I think, right? Or 2013. Yeah. I think I didn't play the PC launch. I played the console launch. That was when I first started. I was like, oh, okay, it wasn't for me. And then I came back like a year or so later when there was like another big update that they dropped or something like that. So I came back to it again. I was like, okay, this is cool. I like this. I like where they're going. So free to play. I was like, okay, what can I spend money on to support these devs? And then,
absolutely. Yeah.
Then boom, I was like, okay. So I started investing money, and I'm not going to get down into like a real number because there's plenty of Path of Exile creators or people out there that play the game that have spent hundreds, if not thousands of dollars on the game. And that's okay.
Right before this podcast, I just bought a stash tab for Breach. It was like $4. So like, I mean, I needed it. I was playing, I was doing things. I had a bunch of shit thrown around. I needed to spend $4. I needed stash tab space, and it wasn't even a hesitation. Right? I looked. I had the money. I said, they treat me good.
Hmm. Yep.
And you buy it. You don't think? So I agree with you.
Exactly. Because you're enjoying the game, right? Yeah, nobody's forcing you to. It is free to play. Does it have some minor conveniences? Yeah, of course it does. Is there controversy of whether Path of Exile's stash tabs are pay to win or not? Sure there is. But by all means, if you like the game, support the game, even if it is a free to play game, because you realize.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, 100%.
They gotta eat too. I'm with you. Devs gotta eat too. But either way, like, one is okay. 2 is pushing it, but all 3, that's one of those 3 strikes, you're out, buddy, in my eyes.
I have a hard time, like, subscription in cash shop. Like, all right, you want to charge me $20 to play the game? Fine. I get it.
Mm-hmm.
Am I happy there's a box plus a shop? No. Am I going to complain? I'll eat it. Whatever. It's fine. Like, devs got to eat.
Right.
But to hit me with all 3, not to have communication, not to tell me things are subject to change, to have content creators in your program who, if you read the content creator rules, can't really talk negatively, like they can't give like honest opinions, who are very openly happy and pushing things. Like, why, what you gotta do this to me for? What did I do?
I agree.
Like, I will pay you. I will give you money. I will support your product, but don't screw me in the process.
Yep. I agree wholeheartedly. But that's cool. I always love going back to old games. I do it all the time. I catch myself maybe not every few, but like once a year, I'll go through this month where I'm just like, not necessarily struggling for games, but I can't find, I'm missing something. I feel like I want to play this game, but I don't know what it is. And one of my go-tos is, I believe it was originally an a Nintendo 64 game, if I remember correctly, called Jet Force Gemini. And
I know that game.
Every once in a while, I just go back and I have a blast. It's such a fun game for me to replay, and there's plenty of others too. But with that being said, I'm actually playing this new game that my buddy sucked me into, which is it's fun to me. I can understand why it wouldn't be fun to some people, but the name of the game anyways is Eversiege Untold Ages. It's been super fun. It's basically it's a roguelike at its base.
Okay.
It has MOBA features in it. You have one lane, and then you have so many towers that you can build to defend your lanes, and then you're a hero, and you do your whole MOBA stuff. You go do your jungling, but it's got some, I don't want to say action RPG, but some slight like dungeon crawly features into it, where you got this map, it generates the map, it is roguelike, you got your random upgrades, you got your MOBA tower defense, and you got the lane that you got to protect, and you can't let them destroy the nexus type thing. And that's the core aspect of the game. But what makes it so addicting and fun to me is when you go in, depending upon how you're playing, each game is different, right? That's the roguelike mentality. Every playthrough, you're never going to get the same playthrough because you get your random choice upgrades, kind of like Mega Bonk and these other roguelikes. Like, you get your upgrades along the way. But what I really enjoy about it is you have you have your two side bosses. You have all your shards and potion upgrades that you gather throughout the world. Then you have your first boss that you have to break, that you have to defeat to get past to the second zone, and then you have your final boss that you have to break. And you have so many days. But needless to say, I've been having so much fun with it. It's like, I'll play a game. This is the only problem with the game that I see so far is, one, it gets insanely hard near the once you start pushing towards the end game, or not the end game, but the higher difficulty levels.
Sure.
But two, the game, you can be playing one game, and the next thing you know, you're like 80 minutes in, and you're just blasting. You're like, oh crap, it's day 5. The final horde's gonna come. They're gonna be like insane health. The mobs are gonna be insane health, so your towers aren't gonna be no good. So you have to defeat the lane, fight the lane, or go kill the boss. You got one of two choices, and you rush to kill the boss before the mobs wipe out your base. But I just felt it's been super fun to me because it scratches that MOBA itch without the player involvement. Because that's always been the worst, like League of Legends. The reason I quit playing that game way back in the day is not because I didn't like the game anymore, but people can just be people, and that people suck sometimes.
I get
toxicity,
I get it.
But
I was laughing at myself earlier because you make the toxicity joke. I was thinking about talking about this whole EverQuest thing. And this is why I made the comment so many times. Like, I understand it's in beta, things are subject to change, because that is the biggest thing. Anytime you criticize the game, people would just go, it's in beta, it's this, it's that. Like, bro, I get it. I'm just telling you what are the fire you mean?
Mm-hmm. Yep. But honestly, that's what makes a game better, is that honest criticism and feedback that people a lot of times don't provide, because most people that leave reviews, it's either good or it's bad. And that's about it, right? They don't necessarily leave good feedback. I was actually reading Steam reviews on a few games the other day, and I found this negative review, but he actually went through and he listed all the things that were good about the game, which was more than what was bad. And then he said, but this is why I'm leaving it a bad review. And if they fix it, I'll change this bad review to a good review. And it was just small things. I think the biggest one was like performance issues and crashing issues. But outside of that and general bad things that were going on with the game, he was like, overall, it's a good game, though. I would love to play it, but I just can't because, I play for like 7 minutes and then I have to start over, or I lose progress because the game crashes, or whatever the case may be. But anyways, yeah, that's been that game's been what's eaten up a lot of my free time when I'm supposed to be doing, content creator stuff.
I get it.
I
get it.
Super fun game if you enjoy, and it's up to 3 players. Super fun game if you like the MOBA roguelike mixed together. It's super fun, and it's only like $15 too. I've been enjoying it. You can check it out if you want. Either way, doesn't bother me because I'm enjoying it.
Nice. That's good. That's good.
I think we had one more game that has some changes. We've talked about it, but we haven't actually like gone into what's going on. I haven't seen or read the patch notes. I know you were talking about the patch notes on stream earlier today.
Yes.
But that's Eversiege. So
there's a lot going on there.
What I heard was there's a lot of good changes that we've seen in the patch notes, but there's some controversy of some of the things as well.
So Eversiege is a game that has been revamped like 4 times.
Yeah, that's one
of
the...
You go back. Yeah. It's been out like 10 years.
Yeah.
Like, I had no idea.
Yeah.
It used to be like this crazy roguelike, and then it was something else, and it was something else, and now it's this like Diablo 2 Path of Exile juicer game, which is crazy. And it's changed so much even since I've started playing it. So it's in Diablo 2 world, it's normal, nightmare, and hell. There's 7 acts. I'm trying to remember if it's 7. There's a DLC that gives you an 8th act.
Right.
And now with the next league, there'll be a 9th and 10th act.
Oh, so they're dropping like an expansion, another expansion.
It's going to be big. It's going to be a big season.
Nice.
This season that just came out added like a passive tree. Like Path of Exile, this season was a Path of Exile passive tree and an Atlas tree, which was crazy.
Yeah.
And now next season, it's like 2 more acts, and they're changing the way that you get to hell, and it's just there's so much going on. What sucked about Eversiege was that it was a base game that you paid for, and then it was a DLC that you paid for, which was fine.
Right.
And then it was, well, do you want to play this class? It's $2. Do you want to play this class? It's $5. And then you would eventually unlock all the classes. But what they've been doing, which is really cool, is the DLC is going free now. It's just baked into the base game. So you buy the base game, you have the DLC.
Well, that's cool.
Act 9 and 10, to my knowledge, do not quote me, to my knowledge, are just in the game. I don't think you have to buy them. I think they're just in the base game. Half of the classes that you had to buy originally are now baked into the base game. Once you buy the game, you own them. And anybody who bought them in the past are getting like limited edition skins. Thank you for buying them. Here's some cool cosmetics. We can't give you player power.
You bought some MTX. You didn't buy the class anymore.
Yeah, which is cool. They look really good, dude. They look, bro. Their MTXs are fantastic.
No offense, but I am gonna just throw this out there. At least they are not doing what Blizzard did to me with StarCraft 2, because I paid full price for StarCraft 2, and then now it's a free-to-play game. And what did we get? 1 expansion. Even though we paid for the game, the cost was more than all 3 expansions that they put out into it. So,
yep.
At least you get something for your money, right?
Yeah. And the game itself is really good. There's a lot of ups and downs. The ups is it's a blaster game. Like in D2 terms, it literally mimics the go to Durance 2, get to Mephisto, kill Mephisto, reset. It nails that perfectly.
Gotcha.
In
That's cool.
Every zone. Every zone has a loot table. Every item can drop everywhere in the game, but every zone has a loot table that is more likely to drop the items in its loot table. Gotcha. So if you're farming X item, you would go to Y zone, but X item could drop everywhere, but it's rarer everywhere else.
So they kind of took a page from D4 book.
Yeah, so it really incentivizes you to go like farm where you normally wouldn't go, which is really cool. I think it's really cool.
Yeah, no, that's one thing that I think is missing in a lot of games is, I won't say a lot of games, but in some games when it comes to action RPGs, is that yes, you can farm this particular zone, but you can get it anywhere. That gives you more of a direction to, okay, I know it's not guaranteed in this zone, but now I have a reason to farm this zone because it has a higher chance to drop. So it's a good end game change up to allow you to have direction rather than just go kill mobs. You might get it, you might not.
Yeah. The downside to Hero Siege is everything is timed. So
Elaborate.
when you do the high-end farming, it's, well, you can only do this for 30 minutes. So you got to like commit to like a 30-minute sprint. And it's not like 30 minutes of just like laid back grinding. It's like 30 minutes of sweating your ass off. But they're changing that too now. So some people are happy and some people are sad.
Gotcha.
But it's a lot of changes. And the patch notes are ever changing. And he has the patch notes publicly, and you can see when he changes things and once he changes, which is really cool.
Yeah, I think that's probably first and foremost one of the most important aspects of being a developer on any game for any community is being forward and actually allowing your community to work with you on your game. Because while yes, you should be as a developer the main source and direction of where you want your game to go, but your community is the one that's supporting you along the way. So you should be supporting your community by showing that you're at least acknowledging or utilizing some of the feedback that you're getting on a mass level. Because we both know you can't please everybody in a video game. It's just not going to happen. And if you appease to the top 1%, you're going to upset the casuals and vice versa. That's just a known. But when devs do take that community feedback and they find a solid middle ground where, yes, you're going to upset one of the two categories or even somebody with somewhere in the middle, at least you're acknowledging and you're showing this and you're relaying the information between you as a dev and the community. And I think that's very important in the development of any game, whether it's an early access game that's getting ready to launch or just launched, or even a 10-year-old game that's been ongoing for many years.
I mean, I'm excited. I'm very, very, very excited. I made the joke earlier about Hero Siege. I said there's a PoE and PoE2 and TLI do a really good job of keeping me hooked, like really hooked, like wanting more. Hero Siege, I'm like, oh my God, please. Oh my God, I need it. Oh my God, why is it taking so, like, dude, it's so embarrassing because it's so ridiculous because it's so damn good.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I completely agree. I have not played Hero Siege recently, but this last I think this is season 9. I think when season 9 is what's going on right now, and season 10 is what's coming, right?
I don't know the season. I would be if I said I knew, I'd be lying.
I think it's season 9, and I actually had several friends that also enjoy action RPGs that they started playing it and they got hooked. And they were hooked when it launched, because I think it launched before PoE2's 0.5 launch. I think around that area. And I had a couple of them tell me that, like, they were like, I don't know if I want to come back to PoE2. And I'm like, what do you mean you ain't going to come back? What?
I've heard that. I've heard that from a lot of people that play it. Yeah. There's a lot of people that just will not touch any other game anymore because they do it so good. So you're good.
Yeah. So I thought that was crazy, and it almost made me start playing it again, but I've had so many things that I've been working on in the background, so I just, even fitting in the one game that I have been on the side has been making me put my content creation duties on the side, which is very, very, very bad.
I get it.
But I think between the action RPGs that are on the plate, we got D4 from Blizzard, We got PoE2 and PoE1 from Grinding Gear Games. We got Eversiege, and Torchlight Infinite. I don't think you had the opportunity to play any of the other Torchlights, did you? Torchlight Infinite was your first
No.
in the series?
I mean, when I was a kid, I had Torchlight 1 and Torchlight 2. Do I remember them?
Gotcha.
No. So I say no because it'd be dishonest of me to say yes
Right, and that's fine.
because I don't remember.
Yeah. But needless to say, like you, that was one of the biggest things that turned me off about Torchlight Infinite was everybody screaming pay to win, pay to win, pay to win. But
Yep.
I think you've nailed it many times as far as when it comes to these games. While yes, there is pay to win aspects of it. Yes, you can pay to win, but you can also enjoy a lot of these games for completely free. And if you're not trying to be one of the top 1% and competing in the market, and you're just playing to have fun in the game, a lot of these games are extremely fun, and you should not take what other people are saying about the games, good or bad, and especially the free ones like Path of Exile 1, Path of Exile 2 will be free to play when it launches. It's currently in early access, but it's supposed to launch the end of this year, roughly. That's their goal set. They're free to play. Give them a try. Worst case scenario, you don't like it, move on. Same thing with Torchlight Infinite. Eversiege isn't free to play, but it's a very low price tag. So if you're even semi-interested, it's definitely worth the few dollars that it costs for the game to even just try it out. Because if you go out anywhere in the world today and try to get even 1 hour of entertainment, you're lucky if you can get away for under $50 for one person, let alone multiple people. But where I was going with that is that we have a lot of upcoming stuff in the action RPG genre and world, including some, I'm hoping, hidden gems that are not quite discovered yet. There's a few different action RPGs that I'm following that look promising, but they're in very early stages of development. So I'm crossing my fingers because the more people that come into the genre, the more opportunity that gives us as community members and players of these games for them to actually force time into updating some quality of life things. I think there's going to be some good hidden, I won't say hidden, but we don't know yet until next week. So stay tuned. The next episode will have the down low on the PoE1 new content. Crossing my fingers excited for some good quality of life changes, because I think that's one of the biggest things that deters me from wanting to go back, is because we've been spoiled by the quality of life changes that we've had in PoE2. And either way, I'm excited, and I probably will be playing PoE1, but we'll see, because depending upon what's going on alongside it, you just never know. The action RPG genre has a lot going good for it right now.
Don't forget, too, that I'm not going to have the opportunity, but there are games like Grim Dawn that has a new season, new expansion coming out, and Last Epoch still has its hat in the race.
Yeah. Last Epoch is a great game, and I loved it. I've put hundreds of hours into that game too, actually. Speaking of it, I think the one thing that they did good in Last Epoch is balancing, for people that enjoy balancing, where you can actually take any skill in the game pretty much and push it to end game, which is a cool aspect that most other action RPGs don't do. There's normally always some build that's better than the other. Now, granted, there's obviously always some things that just overkill others, but you can accomplish all content with pretty much any skill. And that was one cool thing that I did like about Last Epoch.
Yes, I'm looking forward to seeing what they do.
But with that being said, I think that covers everything for this episode. But stay tuned for the next, because we have some juicy stuff coming.
I'm excited. I can't wait. It's going to be good time. It's going to be good.
Good time. So until next time, that's our episode of loot farming and gossip. And we'll see you next time.
See you.
Bye, guys. Excellent.
Static buzz in the midnight air. Travic and Spooker in the gamer's lair. Loot drops falling like a neon rain. Pixel worlds driving us insane. Halo rings light up the fight. Sonic speed blurs through the night. Diablo's demons in the dungeon's breath. Path of Exile paths leading to death. Live farming gossip in the glow. Digital whispers in the flow. EverQuest dreams keep us alive. Dead by daylight screams collide. Talk of bosses grinding bones. Legends born in gaming zones. Quests that stretch beyond the frame. In this podcast we name the game. Controllers on the heartbeat song. Spooker's laugh keeps the vibe strong. Travic's words cut through the noise. Gaming tales from girls and boys. Loot farming gossip in the glow. Digital whispers in the flow. EverQuest dreams keep us alive. Dead by daylight screams collide. Controllers hum the heartbeat song. Spooker's laugh keeps the vibe strong. Travic's words cut through the noise. Gaming tales from girls and boys. The farming gossip in the glow. Digital whispers in the flow. EverQuest dreams keep us alive. Dead by daylight screams collide.